Let's ride. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. Here we are today to talk about the Saucony Ride 16. I've put this shoe through 50 glorious miles, so it's time for us to fully review it. I wasn't sure that anybody would really want to see a full review of the Ride 16, but I put a poll on my Instagram, and the majority of people said they did want to see it, so I'm gonna show it. If you want the ability to kind of have a say in what videos I'm making, please go follow me on Instagram at RunLikeHeller. I'm trying to get to 10K followers. We're getting there. We're almost at 9,000. So any support that I can get, I greatly appreciate. So if you remember back to the summer of 2022, I put out a video that was titled, I Never Want to Take This Shoe Off. And it was about the Saucony Ride 15. I absolutely loved that shoe. I thought it was perfect for what it was. I thought it was versatile and just anything and everything that you could want out of a running shoe. A simple running shoe. When I got the Ride 16, I was so excited because it's a new version of a shoe that I just loved so much. But with any new shoe, you worry if they're going to ruin it in some way, shape, or form. So in my first run impressions, I felt that they really didn't ruin anything, and it kind of felt just as good as the 15. Well, today, after having 50 miles in the shoe, we're gonna talk about if I still feel that way. But of course, before we do all that, you gotta watch the run footage.
Let's get secret, creeping on the weekend, sleeping till the evening. I don't like you leaving. Let's get secret, dying just so creepy, lying for no reason, creeping on the weekend. Let's get secret. Shades on my eyes so you can't see my face. You right behind me trying to keep the pace. Just one more block until I meet in place. I got someone but we ain't been okay. Is it really cheating if it's only for the weekend? Tell me if I'm...
Before we get started today, I do want to let you know that this shoe was sent to me by Saucony and Running Warehouse. However, neither company is going to see this before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all my opinions are always my own. Oh, and if you'd like a more detailed description of what the upper is made of, the midsole, the outsole, all that stuff with specs, go to my first run impressions video. I'll link it right here. I talk a little bit more in depth about that stuff. Today, we're just going to talk about what worked for me, what didn't work for me, in all the sections of the shoe over the course of 50 miles. So as always, we will start with the upper. It's an engineered mesh, and it's pretty much the only thing that's different from the Ride 15, and it's very subtly different. They just have a little more structure in the midfoot and some kind of suede looking material around like the ankle of the shoe. For a reason that I'm really not sure of. Uppers and I tend to be a little finicky sometimes, so when I find an upper that I enjoy, I do not like when a company tries to change it. But here, the changes are so subtle that it still feels really comfortable and just as good as the Ride 15 did on foot. I'm still able to get a really good fit through the midfoot of this shoe, and it might even be a little bit better than the Ride 15s because of this extra overlay situation they have going on here. I feel like it gives a really nice lockdown in the midfoot without feeling too snug. And if we turn the shoe this way, through the course of 50 miles, I did not have any issues with the toe box. I feel like it gives the ability for my toes to breathe. They don't feel smushed up in there. And really the upper provided me with the perfect amount of comfort. What I loved so much about the Ride 15, I promise eventually I'll stop talking about it, but not yet. What I loved so much about it was just how comfortable and soft and just nice The upper felt on the top of my foot. I mean, really, this shoe does fit me like a glove. And I'm still getting that here. We have the nice cushion around the ankle collar, the gusseted tongue. It just feels great, and it held up really well also. I'm not seeing any fraying or problems like that, and I had no issues with hot spots, blisters, or irritation in the Ride 15's upper. So I think that Saucony did a good job of keeping the characteristics that made the Ride 15's upper so good and just tweaking it to make it a little more refreshed and better in the Ride 16. Now for the midsole of the Ride 16. Saucony is using Power Run here in the tiers of Power Run foam. Just regular Power Run, which is what we have here, is the most basic. Despite the fact that this is their most basic foam, it doesn't feel basic to me. I love Power Run, and I especially love it here in the Ride 16. This shoe is flexible in that forefoot, and with that flexibility, you're able to get a nice snap in the toe when you're going through your stride. If you want to take it a little bit faster, that only helps, and I think it just helps in your regular everyday running as well. Another thing that I really like about Power Run, and especially in the Ride 16/15, is that it's adaptable to what the runner wants to do. For example, I took the Ride 16 out for 10 easy miles last Sunday, and it felt great. I felt like it was protective and cushioned. It's obviously not going to be the most cushioned shoe on the market. There are plenty of other more cushioned shoes out there. But I think if you're grabbing this, you're not really looking for the most cushioned shoe. You're looking for something a little more middle of the road, and it provides you with the perfect amount of balanced cushioning yet response. And the majority of the runs I've been taking it on otherwise have been like 6 to 8 miles. It handles it great. Those are like easy to steady pace for me. I'll put that up here so you can see kind of what my pace is for those runs. And I just feel like it is such a great, versatile shoe that so many people can get their feet into no matter what your experience level is or what you're really looking for in a running shoe. After 50 miles, it doesn't feel any different than it did the first day I took it out. I'm not feeling any kind of degradation of the foam, anything like that. I am seeing a little bit of creasing here on the medial side, nothing crazy, and that's probably just because I overpronate a bit. So that kind of happens with my running shoes, the neutral ones that I wear, but again, really no issues. Something that I was concerned about when I started running in the Ride 15 and 16 is that it was kind of bothering my PF a little bit for double-digit runs, and I'm happy to report that it really is not bothering me on double-digit runs now. I think I have like 2 10-milers in this shoe at this point, and no problems with PF. So that's a thumbs up. I'm happy that Saucony didn't mess with this midsole and gave us what we liked so much about the Ride 15 here in the Ride 16, same package. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But every shoe has a weakness. No shoe is perfect. And for me, the weakness on the Ride 16 and 15 is the outsole. Saucony has some blown rubber here in the forefoot and some in the heel, but much of it is exposed Power Run foam. My biggest gripe with the Ride 16 was that I thought the outsole was really lacking in durability, and it didn't keep up with the durability of the rest of the shoe. Like, the upper was great, the midsole was holding up, but the outsole was just struggling. And unfortunately, Saucony didn't change anything about this outsole. It is the same thing as the Ride 15, so naturally we're having the same problems. As you can see, that exposed foam is really hurting in that forefoot. And I wouldn't say it does anything too terrible to the outsole, like the grip is horrendous because of this fraying. It's not really like that. I am still able to get some grip on the pavement, but I just feel like they could have done a little bit more here. They're trying to save weight. They're trying to keep this shoe at a reasonable price. but I would love for the outsole to hold up just as long as the rest of the shoe would. On runningwarehouse.com, the Ride 16 is $139.95. $140 is pretty good these days when it comes to running shoes. I feel like a lot of the ones I review are like $150 and up. So $140, we'll take it. I think you're gonna get your mileage out of this shoe. It's gonna be worth the price. And it's especially a good deal because of everything you can do with this shoe. Like I said, I sound like a broken record, but it's just so versatile. If you're interested in picking up your own pair of the Ride 16, I will put a link in the description of this video. Just click that and pick up your own pair. Keep in mind that is an affiliate link with Running Warehouse. However, it doesn't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can make these videos about shoes that I really enjoy and sometimes don't enjoy, but today we enjoy. So what am I gonna rate the Ride 16? Well, I rated the Ride 15 a 4.8 out of 5, which is probably my highest score ever. But I think I'm gonna rate it 4.5 out of 5 stars. So really not that much of a difference. It's still an amazing, excellent shoe that I grab whenever I possibly can. But I think why it gets a slightly lower rating is because I wish that Saucony had done something a little bit better to fix the durability of this outsole. And I guess while I still adore this shoe, I don't adore it as much as the Ride 15, and that's just a personal thing. I know these shoes are completely identical basically, but some shoes just like have it for you. I know that you guys know what I'm talking about. I just felt like the Ride 15 had it, and I feel like this has it, but it doesn't like have it the same. I'm gonna get roasted for that. As for my time in the Ride 16, it is nowhere near done. I am still going to run in this shoe, and it's also a great shoe, I should have mentioned this before, for like taking on trips. Like let's say you're packing a bag and you can't have like a million running shoes or a big bulky running shoe in your bag because it just takes up too much space. This is the perfect shoe for that. When I went to California, I wasn't really sure what kind of running shoes I was gonna need. So I wore these on my feet and I was like, just in case I don't have any other running shoes, I'll just run in the Ride 16. Like it's perfect for that sort of thing. Sometimes all you need is a comfortable upper, a nice, simple midsole, and an okay outsole. Well, everyone, that concludes my full review of the Saucony Ride 16. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. You know, this colorway got a lot of negative comments, but it kind of grew on me. I have another video for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time. Ruby, come here. Come here. Come here, bud. She's camera shy. Sorry, guys.